Hi, I am Dr. Les Pungavanam from Ahmad Business School. Today I am going to present on most important topic of today's is plagiarism free article writing. So, you must know why it is most important in today. If you go 10 years back, you can count the journal's name subject wise. Easily you can count the journal's name subject wise. By today it is not like that. There are numerous journals, heavy competition among the journals. So, it is very important to know what is plagiarism here. So, now because of heavy competition, faculties and students are forced to write the articles at fast track. So, they go to the internet and they download some of the articles, they copy it and paste it and submit to the journals. Because of numerous journals, they can easily presented to publish today. These are the various misconduct happening in today's article writing. So, first is gift author. So, here what they will do, 4 or 5 faculties join together and they will publish one article, and the remaining co-authors will publish their article in their name. So, here it is defined as a co-authorship awarded to a person who does not contribute significant to the study. So, if there is 5 authors, one author will be the owner of the article, remaining 5 co-author will not be the owner, they do not know what is in the articles, simply they will add their name. When they publish an article, they will add the other author and first author name. This type of article publication is done in today's environment. This is one of the major misconduct they are doing. Second is redundant publication. It refers publishing the same intellectual material more than one. That one author will publish one article in one journal, the same analysis will publish in the other journal with slight change of the name. This is also one of the major misconduct is happening today. So, publishing the same analysis, same article by changing the name in different journals. Another is plagiarism. It is simply copying another person's ideas, another person's works, words or writing and showing it as their own work. This is happening today. So, publishing an article not belonging to us, but predicting showing it as our article. This is called as plagiarism. The word plagiarism came from Latin words plagiaris, which means kidnapping. So, here there is a deliberate, knowingly or negligent act of taking another person's words or ideas and passing them as one's own work. So, knowingly or unknowingly, if you publish others' work in your name, is called as plagiarism. So, taking or copying ideas, simply copying the ideas from the different journals, going for foreign journals, copying their idea and publishing Indian journals, then passing them as an original thought, then showing it as your original thought, because it is thought of other author, you showing it as your original thought. It may be intentionally or unintentionally, both is wrong. Why do we plagiarize? Why faculties or students are going for this plagiarism? First is we are pressed of time limit, you are under work pressure. So, we have to concentrate on lot of the work. So, most of the faculties and scholars are forced to publish plagiarized articles because of the lack of time. Another is it does not seems like a big deal. So, publishing article, most of the students are not taking seriously about publishing article, because they are not getting any benefit from their head of department. So, they are thinking it is not a big deal. So, they are going for plagiarism. Then other people write better than we do, then they are thinking themselves, others, our friends or co-workers, they will write articles more than us, they will present a paper more than us, thinking that they are going for plagiarism. We are not sure what plagiarism is all about and we take a chance. So, they are not aware about plagiarism, they were not aware of what will happen if they plagiarize an article. So, they are taking it a chance and they are publishing here. So, professors do not have time to check on it. This is a major important things here. So, most of the professors, since they are busy with their work, they are not having time to check the work of their scholars. So, scholars they try using this as a advantage and publishing articles. Then professors do not have the internet skills to figure out what we did. So, most of the professors they are not having more knowledge on the computer skill, they do not know how to check the plagiarism. So, taking this also another advantages, these scholars publishing the articles, simply copying and publishing. These are the types of plagiarism. First is self plagiarism, second is intentional plagiarism, there comes copying, patchwork and paraphrasing, third comes unintentional plagiarism. We will see now one by one. So, as I explained earlier, the meaning of plagiarism is using the ideas or words of another person without giving proper credit. So, what here we came to know is you can use the other ideas, but you have to give credit to their work. If you are not failed to give their credit, then it is called as plagiarism. So, here self plagiarism is copying or use of their own research. So, if I am publishing an article, then I am using the same analysis with and sending with different topics to different journals, it is also called as plagiarism. Even though it is self plagiarism, if the university comes to know, they will take action against this self plagiarism also. Then both types of plagiarism are considered to be unacceptable. Even plagiarism and self plagiarism, even though if you are copying your own ideas, it is also not unacceptable practice of publication. So, you must not do the self plagiarism also. So, here deliberate, what is deliberate? Knowingly you are doing, you know it is in plagiarism. So, you know what you are doing, what you are going to do. So, you know its other thoughts, but your intention doing means it is called as deliberate plagiarism. Another is because of pressure. So, we are forced to your head of department or faculty asking you have to publish an article within 2 days, then it is a pressure. So, it is very tough to give your own idea. So, you are copying. So, plagiarism, this intentional plagiarism comes because of pressure also, then laziness. So, you do not want to do anything, you will not go for data collection, you will not go for analysis, you will not learn anything, but you want to publish article, that is called laziness. So, simply go for copying and publishing it. Then poor supervision of the faculties, faculties are not supervising properly, they are not giving inputs, they are not giving idea, then automatically poor supervision also leads to the intentional plagiarism. So, intentional plagiarism is claiming sole authorship of a work that you know to have been written largely by someone else. You know it is some other works, you know it is not your work, but you are showing that it is your own work, that is called as intentional plagiarism. So, this is one of the work of Dr. Zimbardo Philip G. in 2019 regarding skyness, what it is, what to do about it, Cambridge Mass Precious Books. This is the work of this person. Children are totally insensitive to their parents' skyness. It starts with this. So, here a person copying all this, the whole para, then you are going to use in his article means you have to give credit to the person, the person who had written that article, that is Dr. Zimbardo Philip. If he fails to give credit to this person, automatically it will become plagiarism. So, you are simply copying the work of other person, that means you have to give credit to that name of the person, that is name of the credit to the original author. If a writer copies word for word the text from Dr. Zimbardo book and does not acknowledge in any way that it was Dr. Zimbardo's work, the writer commit plagiarism. So, what I am saying is you can use the other person work word by word. If you use it, you have to give credit to that owner of the article. If you fail to give credit to that person, original work of the person, then it is called as plagiarism. You are committing plagiarism, it is a serious mistake. Another is patchwork plagiarism. So, this is second kind of plagiarism, is now similar to copying and it perhaps the second and most common type of plagiarism. This type of plagiarism or most of the authors are doing this patchwork plagiarism. What is this patchwork plagiarism? This occurs when the plagiarist borrows the phrase and classes from the original sources and views them into their own writing. So, he is borrowing the phrases, he is borrowing the words of the ideas of the person and writing in his own style and in his own idea or in his own words, without putting the phrase in quotation mark or citing the author. So, here also you can borrow the words. If you use in your own words, in your own style, you must put the name of the person who had written that article. If it done, it is not plagiarism. If you fail to do it, it's also come under plagiarism. It is called as patchwork plagiarism. This type of plagiarism are done today in most of the articles. Here you see, with regard to children, simply they are changing. That is start from children. Here they are changing with regard to children. They are totally insensitive to their parents' kindness. So slightly they are changing from the original article. So if you change slightly from the original article, then it's called as patchwork plagiarism. Here also you have to give credit to the original author. If you fail to do the original author, it is called as patchwork plagiarism. Now the author has done the patchwork plagiarism. So what he has to do? He has to give credit to the person, that the original author, that is called as Zimbardo 62. Like that, he has to give credit to the author. If you give credit to the author, then he can escape from plagiarism. If he is not giving credit to the author, then without quotation marks, then it comes under plagiarism. If you give credit to the author, then you are escaping from the plagiarism. Then comes paraphrasing plagiarism. This is the third type of plagiarism. It is called as paraphrasing. Here, this occurs when the plagiarizer paraphrases or summarizes another. He is studying the article, then he is summarizing the work of the another person without citing the source. So one para will be there, you will go through it, then you will cut short into 2 lines, then you will publish without mentioning the credit or without giving credit to the original author, then it is called as paraphrasing plagiarism. So here another one is even simply changing the words or little or synonyms. You can, if you use, you can simply change the synonyms totally. In totally, you can use the word completely, simply synonyms, that is called as paraphrasing plagiarism. So changing the word, simply literally changing the word or using synonyms, but retaining the author thought, that another person original thought, his sentence structure and style without citing the source is called as, is also considered plagiarism. Here the author, what he is going to do is copying the line, simply changing the meaning or slightly changing the words or deleting some words. If you publish without giving credit to the original author, then it is called as paraphrasing plagiarism. The original previous slide, I have shown the same para, children are totally, here using the word completely, like that, slightly changing the words or some meaning, then he is publishing, it is called as paraphrasing plagiarism. Another type is unintentional, unknowingly you are doing plagiarism. The third type of plagiarism is called as unintentional plagiarism. It occurs when the writer incorrectly quotes or incorrectly cites a source. Now you are citing, but you are not citing properly. So what we have to do here, while doing the review of literature, you have to make note of the author names, where you are taken, like the books, page number, everything you have to make note in notebooks, or you can anywhere you can take the reference. If you fail to do this kind of reference, finally you are not having the your work properly, then you are forced to quote incorrectly or cite the sources wrongly. If you do like that also, it comes under plagiarism, it is called as unintentional plagiarism. So here both intentional or unintentional are taken at a serious offense here. So not knowing, main thing is why you are going for unintentional plagiarism is not knowing how to cite the source properly. You are not studied enough books to cite the sources, then is not keeping your notes properly, your study work properly. If you are doing both these, if you are committing both these mistakes, then it is also called as plagiarism. Now we will see some of the examples of the paraphrasing plagiarism. See here what the reader sees. So the readers means here the article readers. Citation and quotation is the main important, citation and quotation mark. So with the cited quotation mark, the passage is someone else's information in that person exact words. So what if you are cited, if you are given the quotation mark, its meaning is this is someone work information, someone work thought, you are using the exact words. If you are mention the citation and you mention in the quotation marks. Another is you are mention citation, no quotation mark. It means the passage is someone else, the information someone else is expressed in your own words. If there is no quotation mark, you are using the others thought, others information, but you are telling in your own words. That is called as paraphrasing or summary. It is called. Third is no citation, no quotation mark. So you are not citing anything, you are not quotation in quotation anything. That means everything is your own idea, all everything you are expressed in your own words. So, fully your own. This is the main important thing, citation and quotation. If you mention the citation quotation, it is other words, other works. If you are mentioning the citation, no quotation, then you are expressing the other work in your own words. No citation, no quotation, it is fully your works. Now, I can showing an example here. The link between cell phone use and the grade point average need further investigation. So, here there is no citation, no quotation. I did not mention anything here. So, it is the author own idea, author own interpretation is telling in his own words. Then another example here, survey result found that cell phone use is negatively predictive of overall grade point average. See, Swinch 19 I had mentioned here, citation and quotation mark both I are given. So, this passage is someone else information, that person exact word. So, citation I had mentioned, within quotation mark I am mentioning. So, it is another person work. You see here another example, survey results found that increased cell phone use corresponds to lower grade point average. So, I had mentioned the author name, but there is no quotation mark. That means here the passage is someone information expressed in my own words. So, it is the Swinch work, but I am telling his work in my own words. So, now to be clear, so plagiarism can happen when your citation lack. So, second is example is here, you are paraphrase an author word, but you do not cite the author. So, you just told your reader that is your work. So, if you are telling anything without mentioning the citation and without mentioning the in quotation, if you tell that is your idea, then it comes under plagiarism, but it is really the author idea. It is. So, maybe you forgot or misunderstood the convention, but still it is a plagiarism. Even though if you misunderstood, if you are not aware of it, it comes under plagiarism. Now, we will see some of the examples. You will take it as a quiz now. Now, I am taking the excerpt from article by Swinch. See here is giving information as survey result from 1500 college students about their cell phone use found that increased use was negatively predictive of overall grade point average. Now, students copying from using his words as Swinch research on cell phone use found that increased use was negatively predictive of overall grade point average. Whether it is plagiarism, anyone can comment, anyone can tell whether it is plagiarism or not. Yes, this is plagiarism. So, here citation and no, you see here simply is students is simply using his words, read text should be inside quotation mark because they are all author exact words. So, quotation mark is not given here. So, it is a plagiarism. So, another you can see the same author, survey result from 1500 college students about their cell phone use found that increased use was negatively predictive of overall grade point average. So, now the article writer students using it as survey result found that increased cell phone use correspond to lower grade point average and using the word of the original author Swinch, whether it is plagiarism. Anyone can come and tell now. Now, avoiding plagiarism, how to avoid plagiarism. So, use your own style, your own word, your own idea. If you use your own ideas and your own thought, it will surely not comes under plagiarism. If you use others' idea, so try to acknowledge the source where you are copied, adapting or paraphrasing. So, you can use other one's idea, if you use the others' idea, cite the sources where you have taken. Then give citation even in doubtful case, even if you are having doubt, give citation, do not forget to cite the articles. That is how you back up your own work, but using someone else work exclusively can be considered as plagiarism. So, this is very important. If you fail to cite the sources of other person work, it comes under plagiarism. So, there are different types of citation styles. So, we can I have given some 5 types of citation style. Any citation style you can use APA model, MLA model, Chicago model, Terabin model or IEEE format model. You can use any type of citation as you like. So, MLA model means Modern Language Association. This style used by the all humanities departments. Then Chicago model is generally used by business history and fine arts. and then IEEE format used by the engineering department. Then APA model, American Psychological Association, is used by the education, psychology and science. So, any type of model you can refer while citing the sources. So, what are the penalties faculties, staff, researcher of higher education? So, here if you commit the plagiarism, what are the penalties are going to face? First is level 1, similarities above 10 to 40%. So, less than 10% is acceptable. So, if you go above 40, then it comes under severe action. So, here similarities above 10% to 40%. First is withdrawal of manuscript submitted. First you have to withdraw the manuscript submitted to the journals, and other is not to allow, you are not allowed to publish for minimum period of 1 year. So, two action here, one is you have to withdraw the manuscript, then that author must not publish article or send article minimum for 1 year to any journal. Third level, second is level 2, similarities above 40% and less than 60%, that is 40 to 60 here. The same thing, withdrawal of the manuscript, you have to withdraw the manuscript immediately, then you are not allowed to publish for a period of 2 years, you cannot write articles or submit articles to any journals, and denied right of 1 annual increment. Another is, and shall not allowed to supervise even the UG, PG, MPhil, PhD students call for a period of 2 years. So, here if you go more than 40, then less than 60, the action is more. First action is withdraw the manuscript, second action is not to publish article for minimum period of 2 years, third 1 increment will not be given to you, another is supervisor will not allow to guide to any UG to PhD student for the minimum period of 2 years. Then level 3, similarities above 60%. Now, you are going above 60%. Here withdrawal of manuscript submitted, you have to withdraw the manuscript submitted and shall not be allowed to publish for minimum period of 3 years. Here 1 year addition they are putting here. So, you are manuscript withdrawn, then you are not allowed to publish for minimum period of 3 years, and 2 continuous annual increment will not be given to you. Finally, in the same way, you are allowed to supervise the work of any UG students until to PhD for a minimum period of 3 years. So, above 60 means action will be more. We are seeing is what is plagiarism, what are the different types of plagiarism, then if you plagiarize, how to cite the sources, then how to avoid plagiarism, then also to explain what are the action you are going to face in future if you plagiarize the article of others person. So, with these few words I complete my presentation. Thank you to one and all.